Greetings, greetings, greetings to everyone and everything. We are the Dawn of Ascension show, and I'm here with my Ascension Soul team, Susie, Gina, and Aubrey. And we're here to share our views, our tools, and our journey through all these wild and wonky and crazy vibrations that we're living through every moment of every day. And today we have a subject of choice, big subject. Now, we've all learned in one of our past um, videos is that that change is the only consistent in the universe. The only thing that you can just always know is going to happen is change, change, change. And whenever that change flows through and happens, then it brings opportunities of lots of different choices. Yeah. And so what we have are these different choices that we get to look at. Now, in duality, we want to think that we just have two choices, this choice or that choice. But in real reality, we have many, 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 many choices. Aubrey, 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 what do you have today on this subject?
Well, I think the first and primary thing that we can really look at our choices in is our perspective. When it comes down to it, the way that you experience your reality and the way that reality is going to interact with you depends entirely on how you're viewing it. The internal becomes external, and the external is always reflecting what's happening internal. And so, if we use the power of our choice to shift our perspective when at any given moment, you'll find that you start having a lot more power over your reality. I mean, you already have way more power than you realize over your reality, but really internalizing that ability of yours to kind of influence the way that your reality reacts to you is done through the power of choice. And that also kind of goes for our past choices that we've made. It's really easy sometimes to kind of look back on our past choices and feel regret or feel shame or feel like you didn't do well. And the the power of just shifting your perspective and choosing into a new reality can actually literally change your past. Our time is not linear, and the way that our past and our future are both determined entirely on our present. So if you really truly shift your perspective in the now of kind of things that have happened already and the choices that you've made and make that choice, that will actually shift timelines into the reality in which those things happened in a different way. And we've talked about before how when you shift timelines, it is as if it has always been that way. And so many of you have already done this and have actually changed your pasts, but you wouldn't know that because once you change your past, it becomes your past. And so it doesn't need to be any it doesn't need to be, you don't need to remember the old one, but continuously choosing in the present into the type of life you want to live and the type of life you have wanted to live and the of life that you would like to live in the future, and really keep your perspectives and sights on those realities, the more that you're going to magnetize them into your present and shift your reality into the one in which it was always that way.
Wow, it's so intertwined how, you know, it's just so intertwined. Gina, what are you coming up with this subject?
Well, through the years, I've really noticed that if something has influenced my life that made me upset or um, angry or sad, when I really looked at it and realized that it was something external and not me, and I wanted to change my perspective. It was really, it's really, I found if you take on the perspective that you want to be in, smile, even if you're sad, you'll start to have joy come in. It's, it's, just making a shift in, your reality in the now, because we only have this now and this now and this now and all of that other nows that that's the past. So fake it till you make it, kind of a good saying to keep in mind. Smile even though you're sad, and it will help to bring in those more positive frequencies and energies into your life.
Mhm. And it's okay even to like when you are sad, you're sad for a reason and you can still smile through like in that sadness. Like that sadness is a really beautiful reminder of the lives that we are living. And they're usually like deep sadness is usually very related to very deep love. And being able to shift your perspective into feeling that feeling and seeing the beauty in it. I mean, I think finding beauty in the mundane is the number one thing you can do for yourself. And that goes for the entire spectrum of human experience, like finding beauty in your grief and finding like the biggest thing you could do to harm yourself is to when you're sad or when you are frustrated to then condemn yourself to that's a character trait or to put yourself down for feeling those things. It's not don't feel those things, it's feel them and feel the beauty in them.
That's gorgeous. And so, well, I needed that so much at this time. I hope someone else gets just as much out of that message. Susie, I know those fairies are always dead on. What are they telling us today?
Thanks, Arlene. They are dead on today. We have elves' playfulness. And as our topic today is choice, we have the choice to be playful, which I think is fantastic. And we all need a little bit of that. So, with this card, you could kind of see elves and fairies dancing under the stars and the moonlight. It's kind of like a time to dissolve all your inhibitions, as you giggle, accept the spirit of playfulness. And this is where you can allow your inner child to play, to embrace your innocence. Have you been taking life too seriously? Do you need to lighten up? Have your responsibilities and tasks been clogging you? Maybe it's time to give yourself a little break and have some fun for a change. You can try doing something unexpected or something wild or something silly, you know. So make joy. The greatest gift that you can give yourself is joy. So make play a priority and allow joyous energy into your day. Aubrey, I pulled the King of Swords, Uranus, as our supplementary card today. And Uranus was a Greek sky god, husband to Gaia. However, Uranus does have an unusual rotational axis. So would this help us to look at playfulness from like unexpected angles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Uranus, like Susie said, the rotational axis is almost completely horizontal. And so he's essentially turned on his head. And a lot of what Uranus comes in to kind of tell us is to look at the full picture, look at from a different perspective, change your head, turn your head. And the other thing he brings in is stability in looking from a new perspective. It's very easy for us humans to kind of get locked into our linear perspective and locked into our habits and our like especially our thought habits and the way that we think. And finding footing in looking at things another way and kind of stretching your neurons to start firing in new ways is a really good way to kind of to invite playfulness. I mean, playfulness is a great way to look at things from another perspective. You know, if you kind of remove all of the heaviness and density from any situation you're in and find a way to play in it, you're going to find yourself evolving much faster.
Yes, playfulness is connected with creativity, and that's creating playfulness, creating creativity. Oh, wow, wow. That's a wonderful place to go. Yeah, I think we have some incoming beep, 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 incoming. Aubrey, who's here today?
Today we have a message from cats. That it's an entire collective of cats that have just come in. And they want to talk a little bit about sorry, they're not speaking in English again. Okay, so they want to talk about this sovereignty of being a cat, and how you play when you want to play and you sleep when you want to sleep. And they're very connected to the cycles and rhythms of nature. This is like a two-part message. They wanted to talk about kind of their cycles. So when they're kittens, they learn fastest when they play. Playing together and playing with themselves is the way that they learn how to be so sovereign. And so they wanted to kind of add on to our playfulness message here and talk about like the way that they hold boundaries and the way that they just interact with the world. They think that we should all be more like them, and they were very certain of that.
Oh, wow, to all of us cat lovers and adorers, huh? That was great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, cats. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for visiting us today. And if you have a comment about our show, just um, be glad to just mention it down in the bottom. And until the next time, thank you for visiting the Dawn of Ascension show. Bye, everyone.
Bye.